Should be live in 2 seconds. All right, guys, we're live. Let me share the link on our Telegram before we get started. Yeah, you can hear me, right? This one where your dog the back. All right. Have you been able to fix your camera? Is it working well now? Your
Yeah, I
your
think
mic,
so.
okay. Your mic was muted, but I can hear you now. All right, GM guys, GM to everyone joining wherever you're joining from. GM. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Please feel free to share the link and invite anyone you want to join us on the live stream. Also, have your questions. You can start dropping your questions so we can attend to them. So, we're going to look at the trade we took yesterday and also Achilles, his market forecast yesterday, which actually played out for those persons that were present yesterday. You notice his forecast actually played out because it showed his charts where he was expecting Bitcoin to get to take a shot, and that played out very, very well. Yeah, so he would also share the trade and insight so that you guys can see. So, but we start with actually, good morning. Hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, I can hear you very well. I can hear you very well.
All right, all right. So, how are you seeing the market today?
Okay, the market today is, normally on Tuesdays, I always feel like the market is always in this indecision mode whereby it keeps saying, should we go up or should we go down? Because Mondays, people tend to know, okay, we are going up
Mm-hmm.
today or we are going down. But Tuesday, people traders becomes unstable. But I always feel like okay, Wednesday it might also go down Wednesday because I feel like it normally goes down, especially Bitcoin in particular, goes down a bit on Wednesdays. Then Thursdays we have this
So,
still
so
indecision. Then Friday it goes up again. But today, uh, I feel like we might not really go down that much and we might not really go up that much. We might just be consolidating throughout today. So, the
okay.
market is is not really that predictable today. But I have something I'm waiting for, from my chart. I have something that I'm waiting for to know whether okay, if I should I get to this level,
If there'll be a trade.
then I know what I will know the next. Yes, yes.
All right, all right. So
So that is it.
let's. All right, that's good. So before we jump in on the trade you shared yesterday, let's just look at overall what the market is seeing. So looking at the last 24 hours, nothing spectacular has happened. It's been pretty much the same. Some altcoins did correct a bit based on Bitcoin volatility yesterday. It was both sides, up and down. It affected a few altcoins. So there's nothing much here to see. But jumping straight to the charts, there's something we noticed yesterday. If you guys notice, yesterday, if we go back to the charts, this was yesterday. Now, if you notice, BTC made like a huge swing. If you guys recall, this trade was a trade I said I took from, I think, Saturday, this trade. Whereas this was another shot that I took. This one I just got out based on break even, right? I think this was a break even, or I secured at 1 to 1. But yeah, No loss was taken in this one, while this one I exited it somewhere around here based on trailing stop loss. Now I didn't take any other trade again. So if you notice, BTC saw like a spike towards the upside. We saw a spike towards the upside to tap liquidity around this zone. Then after which we saw another spike towards the downside again to clear off all of the liquidity in this level, fill up all of the fair value
Are
gap
you,
on lower
excuse
time
me, are you
frame
sharing
here.
your are you showing any charts because we're not seeing any charts?
Sorry, I didn't switch the screen. Can you see it now?
Yeah, yeah, okay, we can see it now.
Okay, I forgot to switch the screen. Yeah, so I was just explaining from yesterday the trades. This trade I explained yesterday that I was already out based on trading stop loss, and this one too I was out, no loss was taken. The only trade that I took a loss was this one on the lower time frame on Sunday. Now, something happened yesterday. We saw like a spike where BTC traded both direction towards the upside and immediately towards the downside within a space of about 3 to 4 hours. That happened. And this is why being a spontaneous trader is not really good. If you don't have a strategy, you don't have a plan, you might just find yourself jumping from long to short and eventually making no money whatsoever. So it's always good to have a plan. Actually, to explain briefly because I know the trade idea he shared yesterday. It was relating to BTC going up to pick his entry somewhere around here, then after which going down. I know that trade played out, even if I didn't take it, but based on what he explained yesterday, it played out. So he will explain further. But before he starts his explanation, the other trade we took yesterday was the river. This is just the only trade we're on. Still on this river. That's the only trade we're on currently. Now, you guys recall that we always say once we begin approaching midweek and weekend, BTC starts dumping. Once we are approaching midweek, weekend, BTC starts dumping. And you recall what I said yesterday? I said something yesterday that if BTC is going to pump towards 75K or thereabout, it has to happen Monday, Tuesday. We expect to see it happen Monday, Tuesday. If it doesn't happen Monday, Tuesday, latest Wednesday, then we're going down. Or best, we just consolidate around the current level we're in. But if at all we want to see BTC go above 71K, it has to happen between yesterday, Monday, and latest tomorrow. Anything outside that, I'll be expecting it to go lower. So that was what I said yesterday. And when I saw this spike, I was just waiting to see if it will hold up on 4 hours time frame, which it did not. It didn't hold up at all. That was what I was waiting to see if it was going to hold up on the 4 hours time frame and if it is going to push beyond this resistance level. But it didn't. And right now, what the chart is showing us, we've already seen a lower low. You can see this just printed a lower low. There's every tendency that this will proceed to do the same thing. The only support now is just this internal support we have. That's the only thing. That's where we got this bounce, and that's where we got this rejection. If we go below this, then it might as well be another brutal dump that we might see. A revisit of 66 and failure to hold, a revisit of around 59K. Now, a trade that I'm actually paying attention to is Apex for a short. Apex looks ripe for a short, actually. Looks ripe for a short, but structure is still holding well. Structure is still holding well after we pumped above 33 cents. Still holding well. But if BTC dumps and that happens aggressively, then Apex will most likely dump back to this level. And if this level fails to hold, which it might, then we'll revisit this level again. So I have my eyes on Apex to target for a short. Then the other is Zcash. Zcash. So Zcash chart is also looking interesting. That's looking very interesting based on the only resistance on this chart now is just what we have on this level. And if BTC does that dump that we're expecting, it's going to be a free fall for Zcash back to this 220 to $30. If BTC does a free fall, it's going to be like an easy dump for Zcash back to this level. So Zcash is always It's also very volatile. I think I stressed this last week and week before last when Zcash was still around 250 or so. That Zcash is also very volatile. Also, other privacy coins, they are also very volatile. Decreed, Dash, they are quite volatile for spot trading and also for futures trading. As long as you mark your levels very well, you can begin to take advantage of it and make some good money. All right, so actually, you can be able to share your screen. Let's see the trade from yesterday. After which we'll talk about another project, which we're seeing glimpse of pumps, and we'll double down on why those pumps. Yeah, actually, you have the mic.
Okay, let me share my screen. Share screen. Windows. Okay, I think my screen is now up. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Loud and clear. Yeah, I can see your screen. I can hear you and I can see your screen.
Okay, okay, okay. So yesterday I got this analysis that okay, I'm hoping for Bitcoin to touch this level, you know, because I marked out this other block here, saying that okay, BTC will definitely touch this level, and it was just a weak touch date here. So I just remove this thing here. So the week just touched it and then fell. It's a whole thing actually dropped to this particular point. Now, also yesterday I dropped the zone saying that I'm targeting the zone for a long because I told myself that let's say Bitcoin didn't actually pick my order at all at this $70,000 range, then that means that I'll be waiting for a long here at this particular point. So then I'll just wait for a long, maybe at least while exiting here. So what actually drops is actually picked my entry for short and also picked my entry for long. So now what for today because I told you guys Tuesdays are mainly for initiation mode. We don't really know. I cannot really say okay, see, I'm not really seeing a better uh this thing, a better analysis for
Yeah, let's walk.
because remember we are going lower lows and the lower highs here. So I'm seeing BTC maybe going up to this level. Or if BTC doesn't even go up at all, then my final target is still here because when I do this and I say that my final target is around 65, I'm hoping Bitcoin to touch this level and then drop to 65. So the final target is still this place. And but just in case, I'm looking for entry now. I'm looking for my best entry. So my best entry could be, or my first entry could be around 67, then or 69, 69 3 or around this age of almost $70,000 again. So these are my entries for for BTC. But overall, my main target is still at 65 overall. So I'm hoping that even by tomorrow we might even hit this target because I sometimes I feel like Bitcoin normally now on Wednesdays before going up again on Tuesday. So this so for today is quite simple. I don't have any trade open now. So but I'm still expecting this to go to 65. And I'm hoping to get an entry around 68.5, 69.2, and this is and almost 69.7. So these are where my targets are, and you know, I will just keep waiting. If I get an entry, no. But if I don't get if I get an entry, then I'll enter. If I then I might just have missed it, or I maybe from tomorrow I might actually show you guys my Because once we break this level, I'm also hoping that I might enter around here again to take it down. So that is it for my BTC. What I'm looking at for BTC for today or tomorrow, for today and tomorrow. So that is it.
All right. That's very good. So let's look at another project briefly before we call it a day. So I'm about sharing my screen. I'm about sharing my screen. But yeah, your analysis totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. And it's something that I resonate with because right now I'm being very conscious. I expect BTC to dump. Very, very, very conscious. So I'm not looking at taking any random trades. All right, so hope my screen is visible. Hope my screen is visible. So here's a project that we've been fond of for the longest period of time. All right. So we saw it break out from the down consolidation. This was a line I drew first week of February. If you guys notice, I drew this downward path first week of February. So I'm just extending it here. So we actually saw it break out of this zone on Thursday. And I think on Sunday, we saw it break out of this whole consolidation level. Because most times when an asset wants to break out, after it stops making lower lows, and lower highs, it tends to break out. And we saw all right breakout. I think that was on Sunday. Yes, on Sunday. We saw that huge breakout on Sunday that sent it all the way to 40 cents, then dumped it back to about 33 cents. If you guys noticed yesterday, trading volume for RAI, I've not checked today. Yesterday, trading volume for RAI was over $1 million. Now that caught my eye. While we were on this live stream yesterday, the trading volume was about $1 million, and I had to look it up. It was still around for something cents. I had to look it up to check why that huge trading volume on KuCoin. It was over $500,000 as of yesterday morning, while the overall was around $1.3 million or so as at 12 o'clock, 11:12 in the afternoon yesterday. So I checked. So apparently, the hype is coming from XAI. Elon is recruiting via XAI some crypto analysts, traders. They're trying to recruit them so that they can teach their AI models on how to trade. Yeah, that's what's going on basically to teach the AI agents, their AI models on how to trade. And one of the core devs in Ori had to jump on that, make some posts and some tweets. And Ori is claiming their quant has been doing this for a while. It's been learning what's happening in the market, trying to predict and forecast prices of different assets to enable it to trade better. These are like some of the things that the Ori team have been claiming, one of their devs that built the quant product. That's what he claimed. And that whole hype has been able to like find its way to the Ori token, and we've seen like huge bumps. If there's one thing we know, Ori they've been consistent about their whole talk about AI, but within the last 6 months, they fumbled a lot from October last year till date. They fumbled a lot, back to back negative decisions that didn't add up and didn't make any sense, and not fulfilling what they said they will back to back, like concurrently. That's happened like straight 3 times within the space of 6 months, coupled with the bad market too. So investors were not having it, and the token paid the price, and even the compensation they promised for racks, marks, and so many other. It was a joke. It was like a very very huge joke. So all of these stuffs haven't translated to investors' confidence when we talk about Tora. It hasn't. So it's going to take something quite huge, maybe something like what's happening now, for the project to get back investors' confidence. Right now, we're seeing glimpse of hope. I think yesterday was it yesterday, so I said it that We can't be rejoicing for 40 something percent and 40 something percent pump as at yesterday and 40 something cent gets per. All right, we can't be rejoicing for that. We can start talking about stuffs like that if and when it goes above $1. That is when we can now start saying, okay, what's going on? Only when it goes above $1. Because for all we know, even at 90 cents, it can still crash aggressively. You can see the red line there. You guys can see this red line. That's a very huge zone. Even at 90 cents, it can still crash aggressively. So Ori need to smash above $1, close above $1, and start running to like $2, $3. Who knows? Ori can give us a classic chain AI run that we saw it run all the way to almost 10 billion, or can give us River kind of run that we saw it run all the way to like 6 billion or thereabouts. There are a few tokens. I think three tokens did that from last year, August, September till this year, January. So who knows if Ori can pull something like that, that would be really, really great. Yeah, that would be really great to help most of the persons that have held Ori for the longest period of time, most of the investors, to really help them to recover and also make some insane or reasonable profits, make some reasonable profit to compensate for the long duration that they have held Ori and also the losses that they incurred in the swap from Max, Rax, and others to really, really help them out. Yeah, so let's take questions before we call it a day. Let me see. What's the question? Waiting for your narrative. Yeah, I just dropped the narrative. Okay, so let's take this last question before we call it a day because of time. As promised, waiting for your narrative on River use case, long term sustainability, and all of that. Tracking this River profit has been a bit difficult. Tracking it has been a bit difficult to be sincere. It's been very, very difficult tracking it. That's why I haven't gotten the actual information, and which is also why I personally haven't bought River long term, because the market we're in, it only takes BTC making a nosedive to 60K, 59K, and River might lose the support where it has bounced off twice. The support at around $11, 11, 12, might lose that and go below 10. And if it goes below 10, the next support is around $3 or thereabout. So that's why I'm also applying caution, and I'm not yet accumulating it for long term. I'm just swinging it with a tight stop loss at around $10 or 9.8, 9.9. Yeah, so that's playing it safe. Now for CHR, I haven't checked recently, but they've launched new products. They've launched new products. I haven't reviewed those products yet, but they've launched new products. So I'll take time to check them out. For Ori, we just did that. CHR products that they just released. Okay, last question. I think we'll talk about this on Thursday. On Thursday, we'll talk about this. So tomorrow live stream wouldn't be holding, and why it wouldn't be holding is because I'm going for an event, a blockchain event outside town. So I'll be at the events venue. So the live stream tomorrow wouldn't be holding. Miracle, that's person is having network issues. His network is terrible, so he wasn't able to join yesterday and today. So because of the blockchain event I'm going for, blockchain without borders, that's the event I'm going for, which I'm speaking there. I won't be able to hold the live stream tomorrow morning. So probably it's on Friday because I might not return tomorrow since it's out of town. My return Thursday. So it's most likely on Friday that I would have a live stream again. All right, guys. Thanks for your time and see you guys same time on Friday. Bye, guys.